Hello everybody, hello. Well, my name is Samira Wilson, and today you're welcome to A Time with Lady Wilson. On today's Time with Lady Wilson, we are going to be doing a cook with me. Yay! So on today's menu, we are going to be having Spanish paella with a little tiny twist. Now, I know many people will be wondering, what is paella? Paella is a Spanish originated dish from Valencia. This dish used to be eaten a lot in Spain because at that, like during the early centuries, people used to eat, like the main occupations or the main activities were rice farming and fishing. So this is like a celebrations kind of dish, I can say, that Spanish people eat, and it's very common. Now for this recipe, we are going to be needing let's start with the dry ingredients. You're going to be needing rice, of course. So there is a rice called paella rice, but in the absence of paella rice, you can use this risotto. It's an Italian risotto rice. This one works just fine as well. If you're in a country where you don't have access to risotto rice, I think jasmine rice should be fine, because the rice needs to be kind of thick and short so that it can absorb the moisture. So you need paella rice. You need some salt. You need salt. You need green peas. This is frozen peas. You need some tomato paste, a little bit of it, not a lot. You'll be needing some smoked paprika. This is what contributes to the paella kind of taste. You need capsicum, red capsicum. You need onions. You need garlic. You need habanero. Now this habanero is totally optional. That's why I said there's a little bit of a twist, because I'm going to be adding the chili. The chili does make a great difference for me, because I've tried making it without the chili. It tastes good, but with the chili, it just adds that little bit of, you know, niceness to it. You're going to be needing some stock cube or Maggi cubes, and then you're going to be needing parsley. For this specific recipe, you are going to be needing continental parsley, not the other Australian parsley. This one, the flat leaf one. I know in some countries it's called flat leaf parsley, but here we call it continental parsley. You are going to be needing this for cooking and for garnishing. And you're going to be needing some olive oil or whatever oil you have. I use olive oil. You can use whatever. It doesn't matter. You are going to be needing Spanish chorizo. It's like a sausage, but it's like a traditional kind of Spanish thing. It's called Spanish chorizo. You need that. And you'll be needing chicken. This chicken is like a thigh fillet. That means all the bones have been removed. You need a boneless chicken. And then this is one of the most important spice of paella. It's called saffron. This spice is actually really, like, it makes the paella to, like, it actually contributes in the original taste of paella. It's called saffron, this one. And then you'll be needing some chicken stock. Now you can make your own stock, or you can get a store-bought one. I usually like to do my own stock, but I didn't cook any chicken, like it's been a while, so this I got it from the store. And last but not the least, you are going to be needing wine. Yes, you're going to be needing white wine. Don't worry if you're a person who doesn't take alcohol. Don't worry about it. You can use that, because once you cook it and it reaches a certain degree, the alcohol evaporates and there will be no more alcohol in the wine. You will just be left with the fragrance or with the flavor of the wine. So it's actually really good for you. You need like a cup of it, so it's not a lot, but it's actually very good. It helps in bringing out the taste. And then one thing I need to emphasize is that when you're cooking paella, you don't need to cook it in a pot. You need something very open, like a wide circumference. So this is my biggest frying pan, I can say. This is the biggest one I have in my house. I'm going to be using this to cook, and it has to be kind of like thick, because if the material is thin, the rice is going to get really burnt. So you need something thick so that you can, you know, just use that. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to prep all these ingredients, and then I'll see you back for the chicken and Spanish chorizo paella. What you want to do is cut your chicken into bite-sized slices like this, and then you want to cut your chorizo into, maybe you can cut it any shape you like, but I like to cut it like half moon, and then I like them a little bit chunky. And then you cut your capsicum and onions. And then for your chili, I don't like chili to be very smooth, so I like to use this thing. It makes it to just have the perfect consistency that I want. So this is my rice already measured. This is 2 cups. This cup is Yeah, this is 1 cup. I think it's equivalent to 250 grams. So I'm using 2 cups of this, and I'm going to be using a cup of wine for this, and then this stock. Now what you want to do is heat up your oil. Let's cook together. Into your pan, add some oil inside and heat the oil up for a little bit. Once your oil is heated, you want to go ahead and add your onions. And then just stir. You cook the onion for about, you just stir the onion, and then next thing you're going to be adding is garlic. So you can add the garlic, you can either mince the garlic. The mincing took me a little bit of time, so I pressed it instead. I have this thing that I used to press garlic. It's very handy. Now what you want to do is just cook this until, like, when you're frying onion and garlic, it actually becomes very fragrant. You want it to be fragrant, and then you add the next stuff into your onion. Now as you can see, my onion has been cooking for about maybe 3 minutes. It's looking a little bit translucent. So I'm going to be adding the chorizo and just stirring for about, yeah, you can stir it for about 4 minutes. My chorizo has been cooking for about 4 minutes. Now I'm going to add my chicken and just let it cook, because the chicken actually, like, one advice I always advise is that if you're cooking this thing, since the chicken is going to be cooking for a while, you can use chicken thighs as opposed to using chicken breast. Chicken breast is a softer cut, but the chicken thigh is a little bit harder, so you can use chicken thigh. Our chicken is looking good. What I'm going to add now, I'm going to be adding some salt. Add salt to your taste. This is just pink Himalayan salt, and it's not very salty, so you add some salt. And after adding salt, you add some smoked paprika. It's very important. Black pepper, a little bit of it. I'm equally going to be adding some chopped parsley, and then just give it a good stir. Make sure you stir it properly so that the taste of the salt and everything you've added can go in. You're going to be adding Maggi cubes. I'm using 2 of them. And then once you add your Maggi cubes, you want to add, this is the time to add your chili, your hot chili. This really makes a difference, guys. But if you are trying this recipe, try adding the chili and then let me know what you think. We're going to be adding some tomatoes paste. So you add the tomato paste. You don't need to add a lot of it, just like a half cup of it should be fine. So once you added your tomatoes, you can stir it. See how good that looks? It has been cooking for about 3 minutes. The next thing you want to add is your wine. At this point, this is like a cup of wine. You want to add a cup of wine in. Now my water, my salt, this thing has been cooking for a bit. Now what you want to do, you want to add your rice. I've already washed it. So yeah, the rice is already washed. You just go ahead and add it in, and then you mix it up. Always, once you add your rice, taste for seasoning. Taste is if the seasoning is okay. This is the point where you can add salt, or you can add Maggi cubes, or whatever you need to add at this point. So remember this, guy, this is saffron. This is very important. It's like one of the keys to paella. You don't need a lot of it. It's quite expensive, but you don't need a lot of it. That's enough. What you've added there is enough. After adding your saffron, you just want to stir it and make sure that the saffron is actually everywhere. Now look at how the rice is looking. This is when you want to add your chicken stock. You add as much as you need to cook the rice. So this is it. Real stock, chicken, 100% natural. If you have your own chicken stock at home, like I said before, you can just go ahead and add it. So you just add enough. Make sure you submerge the rice in the submerge the rice in the stock, and then you cover it and cook on medium heat. I'll show you what it looks like when this water gets dry. So stir for a bit and then cover. And once you cover it, make sure your heat is on medium. You don't want to get it burned. I'll open it after a while when the water is dry, and I'll show you. Rice has been cooking for a bit now, so you just want to go in there and stir for a little bit just to make sure it doesn't get burned. Like, you have to keep an eye on this pot because it can get dry under. So you just stir it properly and then you close it back again. Let's have a look and see how our rice is looking. Oh, looking nice. Now we just want to go again and stir, just to make sure it's not burning underneath. Can you see that? And then at this point you want to taste it if it's cooked, because if it's not cooked, you'll be able to estimate how much moisture you need to add, so that in case the moisture is not enough, you can add a little bit more water because it's getting dry. Tasted the rice and then I realized that a little bit of water because it's a little bit still hard, so not so much, just a little bit, and let the steam cook the rice. That's all I'm going to be adding for this. Then you just close it and let the steam cook it. So that's our rice, as you can see. Oh, it looks good, and it's actually cooked from the looks of it. So now what you want to do is add your vegetables. So I'm just going to be adding my capsicum, all of it. Peas goes in next. So once you put in your frozen peas and your capsicum, you want to stir properly, like stir it very well, like so. Then once you've stirred it properly, you want to turn off the heat and then just close the pot. The steam from the rice is going to cook the veggies. So notice that I put off the heat for a bit. I off the heat so that I off the stove so that the heat of the rice can cook the veggies. You don't want your vegetables soggy. Now I'm just going to garnish it with a little bit of parsley, and then when you garnish it with the parsley, the continental parsley, remember, you just want to stir it up. I'm going to serve it and then we can taste it. Voila, and this is what you have, paella with a twist. So I'm gonna be serving mine with cucumbers and tomatoes and some other things. So now I'm gonna taste the food, and then, but this is how it looks. This is the serving. So this is paella. This food looks so good, I don't even want to eat it, but let's taste it and see what it looks like. Guys, you need to try this. So this is paella. This is how to make it. This is a great meal for meal preps. You can prep it and like you can use it for midweek, like during the week for meal preps, or when you're working, like you come back from work and you're tired, you have a busy day, you can do this. It's really easy to put together, full of flavor and absolutely delicious. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you for watching to the end. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a blessed day.